Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 7 kiddos, going on 8. This summer I am due with my 8th. I have a high schooler, soon to be high schooler, so 9th grade, and then 5 total that I'm actually will be homeschooling this coming year. I wanted to go over, I realized I had not done my curriculum picks or choices for my 3rd grader. She is my child that had half a year of private preschool right before COVID, and then I was left picking up the rest of the year, picking it up and figuring out what she knew and trying to like piece everything together. So I would say actually that she has probably been my most difficult to homeschool because I've had to pick up those pieces and kind of figure out what in the world, how am I going to pick up where she left off at school and cover all the bases. But I am happy to say that, what was that, 2020? Was that 2021, 2020? 3 years later, she has done really well with the curriculum that I have done and picked for her thus far. So I wanted to kind of go over my plans for her. She had a kind of a tough time at the beginning of reading. I would say, I guess it was 1st grade probably, before she finally really picked up the reading like I wanted her to and was able to read confidently, probably the end of 1st grade into 2nd grade, which was this past year. I really kind of saw that click and that light bulb go off, that really helped her and gave her the confidence to read really well. So with that being said, there are some things that she does on a 2nd grade level because of the curriculum being ahead of what I feel like the grade level, your typical grade level would be. So for example, for language arts, we have done the good and the beautiful for her. And that is what I'm going to stick with for her. She has done the level 1 this past year, even though she was in 2nd grade. So she will be moving on to the level 2. And really, as she has gotten more confident in her reading, she has really picked up the pace quite a bit. So there has been quite a bit of pages and maybe lessons that I have kind of skipped through because I felt confident in what she was doing. And when we first started, I guess it was kinder. Was it kinder? Yes. I stuck her in the kinder level K. And I quickly realized she was not ready for that. She did not have a love of reading then. She did not, she was really not interested in that at all. It really took some patience and some just constant intervention and constant pushing her to finally read confidently and to want to read. And so when I first started her in the level K, I said, whoa, not for her yet. So we did the good and the beautiful. I think at the time it was just their like preschool, pre-K, however they've changed it a little bit since then, the level below. And so we did that, worked well. And so for 1st grade, I think even 1st grade, I put her in the level 1, and I was wondering if she would be okay with that, and she was not. It was a fight to do that. So I stuck her in level K. That's where we started, even though she was in 1st grade, and the rest is history. She's been doing great with that. Like I said, towards the end of this past year, we have really picked up on things. So I think that we will do much better with this year as far as language arts goes. But I'm not going to push her. I'm going to keep her going in the order that I have her in. So we will be doing the level 2, Good and the Beautiful Language Arts. For math, we had a little bit, math is just, it's a hard one for me to figure out because all my kids are different. All my kids, I feel like, I don't want to say they all learn differently, like all of them learn differently, but there are a majority of them that learn a certain way and then others that learn a different way. And I figure it out really quickly that what I think one is good for one child is not necessarily good for another. And so this year we are going to be trying BJU Press for math. I have another kiddo, my incoming 6th grader, that is going to be trying BJU Press for math. I am going to, I think, do the level 3 or 3rd grade. This past year, we did the Good and the Beautiful. We started out with that. Excuse me. It was very lengthy lessons and very just time consuming and just a lot of extra stuff that I didn't think was necessary. And so they didn't really keep their attention on focus. I say they, her and her younger brother. And so we switched it to Horizons. Horizons is better in that regard, but I still am not a fan. I'm like, there's got to be something in between that's like fun, but not fun, not so much that it takes up your entire day fun. So I am going to try the BJU Press. I have been back and forth about, do I start her at the level 3? Do I start her at the level 2? Because as you know, when you switch curriculum pieces, sometimes you can have a gap. Sometimes it flows just perfectly. Sometimes one curriculum is at a higher level than the other curriculum. And so you really kind of have to look and play it by ear and see what is the correct level that my child is on. That might mean starting them at a certain level and skipping lessons, which is totally fine. I would rather that than start a book that is like way beyond. But what I have looking and flipping through online, the sample pages, I think we're going to start with the BJU Press, the level 3, I think. Now, I can't promise you that, but I do know BJU Press is the one I want to use. I want to try. And so whether that is the level 2 or level 3, I will keep you updated on that. But I think I'm going to do a little bit more research and see if I can dive a little bit more deeper into that particular curriculum and see how it compares with Horizons and go from there. But I think level 3 is where we're going to be headed. And if it takes a little bit longer, totally fine. My other options that I had were master books or Math with Confidence, which Math with Confidence only goes up, I think, to 3rd grade. And so I didn't really want to start that and then be stuck having to figure out a new curriculum piece after that. So really, it was kind of master books or BJU Press. And I think BJU Press looked a little bit more in line with what I liked. So handwriting, level 3 from the Good and the Beautiful, we will keep with that because that's just perfect for them. They have always been on the right level, and I think this year we might be starting cursive. I'm not positive, but I think so. Spelling, I think I'm going to do the BJU Press spelling for her. We did the 180 days for spelling and word study. She did very well with it, actually. We didn't finish it completely, but she did very well with it. However, I wanted to be a little bit more spelling and less word study. It kind of combined the two, but I feel like it was more heavily weighed on the word study, and I don't really want to push that on her too much right now. So I am going to just stick with it. 3rd grade is kind of my grade where I push it a little bit more. We start spelling, but I felt like she was ready for spelling in second, but we definitely do spelling. I don't do vocabulary yet. I kind of push it over the edge a little bit, but I'm not like we're not fully there yet. I don't do everything, but it's getting to that point because she's, middle elementary school. You want to start getting them into that habit. Those are the 4 main things that I'm going to do for her. For history and for science, I am still on the fence about those. The unit studies I have done with my older kids, and I think what I might do is the unit studies for them, I say them, her and her 2 younger brothers, but I don't want it to be super complicated either. I want it to be something very simple. So I am still thinking about that. I am still researching that, and I will let you know what I decide. The Good and the Beautiful unit studies for science, they go from like, I guess their range mostly is like K through 8th, which is fine. But I don't, like I said, I don't want it to be so heavy that they just lose all interest. I just want it to be something very simple for elementary. And not like a lot of bookwork, not a lot of writing, just a lot of learning and fun learning at that, because at their age, I feel like that's what they need. So I am still researching that. I don't want a just straight curriculum piece that just does nothing but worksheets and work and memorize and all this kind of stuff. I don't want that. I want it to be fun for them. So I will let you know what I decide about that. But for the most part, that is what I will be using for her for 3rd grade, those 4 main curriculum pieces. And then the other 2, like I said, history or social studies and science. I will let you know what I decide for that. So if you have used any of those, or if you have any questions about any of that that I mentioned, let me know down below, and I will see you next time. Take care, guys.